everyone. Welcome back to Ryugaku101 podcast. And this is our host, Aira and Mizuki. So, today we're only gonna talk in English, using in English. And it's actually been a while since the last time we spoke English. So, we're kind of nervous, but we're sure we can do it.
This is our first time talking to each other in English.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. This is my first time, listening to you talk in English.
I think, it's same for everyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, who's listening to this podcast. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm so nervous.
Me too.
Because, I feel like everyone's expectation of my English is getting higher and higher because I don't speak English.
Mm-hmm.
But so, it's fine. And today, we are going to talk about roommate episode. Mm-hmm. So, I was in Toronto for 4 years, and I had 5 roommates in total.
5?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, in my first year, I was living with one Canadian girl.
Mm-hmm.
And in my second year, I moved out from my dorm and lived with my friends from uni. And they were one Malaysian girl and one Asian Canadian and one Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. And in my third year, the girl from Hong Kong moved out because there was something between us. Mm-hmm. They were kind of fighting. And so she moved out, and the Malaysian girl took a year off from uni. Mm-hmm. So me and the Canadian girl and one Korean girl moved in. Mm-hmm. So in my third year, I was living with 3 girls, including myself. And in my fourth year, the Korean girl moved out, and Malaysian girl came back. And
really?
then one from she was pure Canadian, and one from Canada moved in. So there are 4 of us living together. Mm-hmm. So in total, I had 5 or 6 people living together in total.
Yeah, so you're
so
pro at it.
Chaos. Yeah. How about you, Mizuki? So you were in US for 1 year, but
Yeah, I was living in America for a year during my studying abroad. And the first semester, I was just living at my dorm with one roommate. And the second semester, I moved out and moved into just apartment complex. And, I met this girl who had a loft that she wasn't using. And she had, a bed and all that. And it was perfect for one person. So I kind of texted her saying, can I live there? I'll pay rent and stuff like that. And she was like, yeah, $450 a month. And then I calculated everything, if it's a good move for me or not, if I'm going to lose money or I'm going to save money. And I ended up saving $1,000 or so. Yeah. So yeah, I ended up moving out and then moving into her apartment and living there for the second semester. So yeah, I had 2 roommates in total.
It's actually kind of surprised that you moved out in just half a year, in 1 semester. Because usually exchange student only lived in dorm for year. So
yeah, I didn't really want to live in the dorms. I don't know why, but the traditional dorm, sharing one room with your roommate and sharing the showers and stuff like that with all of the dorm mates was not an option for me because I loved cooking. And paying $2,000, $3,000 for the meal plan was just a joke for me. I was like, why do I have to pay that much for 3.5 months? $2,000, $3,000 for just food. And I was I was not having it. So I was I need a kitchen and I don't want to pay for that. And the apartment style for the dorms didn't have to pay for the meal plan, and we had a kitchen and a refrigerator and all that. So I ended up choosing that dorm style. And then, I would have not moved out if I didn't have a bad experience with my roommate. But I just didn't like her.
Okay.
I can explain. Well, the first 2 months we were fine. Like, nothing really happened. But after 2 months or so, she kind of like slowly revealed herself, her true self. And it was nothing dramatic, but like just little by little, I was just like feeling a bit uncomfortable or like, well, first of all, she wasn't like washing any dishes. Like she used tons of dishes each time she cooked. I was like, are you making food for 10 people or are you just making food for yourself? Because that's how much.
So you had a kitchen in your room.
Yeah. We had a whole kitchen because we were in an apartment complex style dorm. So we had a kitchen and all that. And because she was, she wasn't cooking like every day, but like here and there she was cooking. And every time she did, she used like tons of dishes and tons of like just pans and stuff like that. And the sink was just overflowing with like dishes, which she never cleaned. And I wanted to cook, but because of that, I didn't want to like add my pile onto the pile that I already had, because then it like I would have to like clean all that. So I ended up not really cooking the first semester, and I had to like hand wash the dishes that she used every time. And it took me, I kid you not, it took me 2 hours every time. I kid you not. It took me 2 hours every time. And I was just like not happy about it. But, as a Japanese person, we don't really speak our minds. We're kind of like pushovers and like, enablers. So I didn't really complain or say anything, which was my bad. It was just my mistake. I should have said something and be like, yo, clean your own stuff, Yeah, every time I cleaned, I was like, I cleaned the dishes, and she was like, oh. She didn't even say thank you. And every time, like in the morning, we usually only have like a bowl of cereal, right? So I have like one bowl that I need to wash, and I'm like, I'll wash it after, like I'm done with classes. And I come back, and sometimes she like cleans her stuff, and she's like, oh, I washed the one bowl that you used. And I'm like, am I supposed to say thank you? Do you want me to say thank you to you? For just one
Such
bowl.
a drama.
Yeah.
Just for one bowl.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, why do I have to say thank you? What about you say thank you to me every time I clean your stuff? And like, she was just like, it's not about like difference of cultures. It's just difference of common sense. And that just started to build up. And she told me like once to not come back to the room because she had a boy over, and it was like 1 a.m, and I was like having a movie night with my friends, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my dorm, to my room. Right as I stood up, she texted me saying like, don't come to the room, I'm with a boy. And it was like 1 a.m, so I'm like, where am I supposed to go?
Yeah, that's true.
Where do you want me to go? I have nowhere to stay. So I kind of texted my friend saying like, hey, my roommate is doing her deed. Can I just like sleep over for tonight? And like, thank God for that friend. But yeah, just little things building up. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna live with you for another semester. I'm gonna go insane. So yeah, I met a girl through her who had an apartment just outside the campus, only like 5 or 10 minutes of walking. And she had a beautiful apartment, so I was like, can I maybe stay with you for a semester? And I was really hesitant of like texting her that, but I was like, fuck it. And then just texted her, and she was like, the town that we lived in, it's called Durango, Colorado. It's really expensive to live there for some reason. Like the apartments are expensive, the houses are expensive, and I think she was paying like $900 or $1,000 each month for the rent. So she wanted some help with that as well. So I think I was a really good person to kind of help her out with her finances. So she gladly took me in, and yeah. That was the story of why I moved out.
That was insane.
Yeah, I have more stories. But yeah.
But like for me, like I didn't know that there was the option to like live in apartment during our freshman year.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Like all my friends were living in the dorm. And, like most of the people moved out from second year. So
I know that colleges or universities in America or Canada, freshman year have to stay in the dorms, and freshmen can't stay in the apartment dorm either for some reason, and they all have to stay in the traditional dorm style. I don't know why, but I'm assuming that that's how like colleges collect money. So yeah, a lot of people do stay in the dorms, or you have to. Yeah. I didn't know either that I could move out. So there's just like people that takes care of the international kids. So I just went to their office and be like, is it possible for me to move out? And they're like, yeah, if you have a place to stay, like you can move out whenever you want. I'm like, oh, I didn't have to be here? So I was like, yeah, I'm going to move out. So yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, because living in a dorm is so expensive.
It is. How much did you pay? Can I ask?
I don't really remember, but like, how much was it? Well, like, I'm sure like it was like much more expensive than living in the apartment. Yeah, because you can save a lot of things like like food.
Yeah.
And electricity fee.
For me, the dorm that I lived in was like 3,300, like a little above $3,000. So that's like
per month?
No, for the whole semester.
Oh,
yeah, no way. Per month. What the heck? No, for the whole semester. So like, yeah, 35万 for like 3.5 months. So like a little over 10万 every month, which is so expensive. Like, what? That's so expensive. Like, well, I mean, it wasn't a bad apartment. It was like spacious, and it didn't really have anything to complain about. But it was still ridiculously expensive for me. So yeah, that went down to $450 the next semester, which was awesome. So yeah.
Okay, then, so I can talk about my roommate in my first year. And there were like so many surprising things happened. So the first one was like, she's pure Canadian. She was living in like one state in Canada, which was about, you have to take a 3 hours flight from Toronto to her like place. But like she was from Canada, and like the first day, like the first time we met was the day of moving day, which you guys like move into the dorm. And so our room was like just one room, and there were like 2 beds and 2 desks, and there's no any like separation between us. So it's like just traditional like dorm style. Then so we had one closet, but like she brought like 6 suitcases.
For what?
I don't know why, but like I only brought like 3, like 2 big ones and 1 small one. Like that's like most like usual way to bring our stuff from home. Like she brought like six suitcases, and she actually paid $300 or $400 extra to like bring her stuff. So the first time like I saw her like stuff, how are you gonna put all your stuffs in just one closet, which we are going to share? But like she brought like 6 suitcases, and also like she brought like 20 pairs of shoes. I was
I'm
like,
sorry,
whoa,
what?
whoa. Then like after that I asked her like, oh, that's all your stuffs from your home? And then she was like, oh yeah, I just brought like everything from my home.
Oh my god.
She didn't even choose what to bring. She just brought everything from her
She just brought
house.
her room to the dorm.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Was she a freshman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She probably didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But and also like she brought like so many like plates, mug cups, and like.
You didn't live in a apartment style, did you? It was just a normal dorm, right?
Yeah. So there's like the cafeteria that you guys go and like take eat food. So you don't have to bring like maybe like just one cup is enough. You don't have to bring like plates and like so many cups or like glasses and like even like forks and spoons.
What the heck?
Yeah, like I was so shocked. But like it's fine. Then the second things that made me shocked was like she actually used F words to her parents. So like when she was like calling her mom, like she was like, "Fuck you." I was like,
what?
Whoa. But like I didn't have any Canadian friends before entering uni, so I was like, oh, that's Canadian culture to use F words to parents. So I thought that's a culture thing. So like, oh, I thought that like usual to like use F words to one's parents. Well, like I asked another Canadian friend that I made in uni, saying that, oh, is it usual things to use F words to your parents? But like she was like, no, my parents gonna kill me.
Yeah.
So that was the another things made me surprised. And the last one was like she was like aiming to get into medical school in the future. So she needs like GPA like 4.0 to get into the med school. So like she was like studying so hard and like, but like she always like talked to me like how hard her classes is. So like, you know, like, so me and her like majors were different. So like we didn't take any classes together. Like maybe like just one class together, but like not many. So like I don't know how she's doing in her class or like how hard her classes are, but like it doesn't, I don't really care like how hard the class is because I'm not taking the class. Well, like she always like tells me like how hard her classes is, so I was like, oh, good luck with your exam, or like there's nothing that I can say or like do, like but like she always like 24/7 like tells me like how hard her classes is. And the one time she actually said the math class that I was taking was much easier than the one she's taking.
Oh my god. So what?
Yeah. She actually said that. Then
okay, so like, you want to tell me that you're smarter than me? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like, well, like there's like I don't have to take your class because I'm not going to med school.
Yeah.
Then you either. So like there's nothing to complain about my class, you know?
I mean, it's med school. Of course med school is going to be hard.
Yeah, but she was that kind of person. So
maybe she just needed to like let out her stress to someone.
Yeah. So we were fine as a roommate, but like I don't think we're friends.
Yeah.
We're just roommate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we don't go hang out together often. So like so just like living together.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people who want to study abroad think that you need to be friends with your roommate. But that's not the case at all. Even within like the Americans or like Canadians, they collide a lot. And a lot of people don't get along actually. Or it's not that you don't get along, you just don't talk or like become friends with them. So even if your taste doesn't match or like your energy doesn't match or just stuff like that happens, you don't have to like feel bad about it. Just you know, it's just a roommate. It's not a friend. And if that roommate becomes a friend, that's like awesome. And I wish I had that, but that's not the case for a lot of people. So you don't have to stress about that if you're studying abroad. Yeah.
And like especially in dorm, like you can't pick your roommate, right? A roommate is like randomly chosen, so it's kind of rare to get like so close to your roommate. So my first year was kind of tough. But like in my second year, I moved out from my dorm and lived with my like friends. So that was like more peaceful.
Did you have to like apartment hunt?
Actually, the roommate that I was gonna live together, parents were looking for the apartment to buy as a, like their
like investment.
Yeah, investment. So I didn't have to hunt for the apartment. So yeah, that was lucky.
Yeah, for my apartment in my second semester, my friend or my roommate's mom was the owner of the apartment. So like the process was really smooth for us too. So I didn't have to really do anything, just move in and pay rent, and that was it. No paperwork or stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like if you're like wanting to live in an apartment while you're studying abroad or like living abroad, the easiest thing that you can do is to just find a friend that already has an apartment and has a spare room, or just like us, find a friend whose moms or dads has an apartment and just live in that apartment and pay rent. And just move in with friends, because that's the easiest. I think it's hard to like apartment hunt alone. But
like for us, like there was U of T like Facebook group for like rent for sale, like so there were like so many like list of apartment that the owner is looking for someone to live. So maybe you can find your uni's Facebook group or like any like group to find apartment.
For us, it wasn't a Facebook group. Maybe there was a Facebook group, but I don't use Facebook, so I didn't know. But we had like a email sent to the students saying like, this person is looking for a roommate, or this person has an apartment to rent out to students. So if you're interested, contact this email or something like that. So we could find places to live through that, which was easy. Yeah, I think it's easier for you to find a place to settle in America than in Japan, because the colleges are really like supportive of, you know, students like living circumstances, I guess.
And there's actually like less paperwork.
Actually.
Yeah, you actually just ask your owner if we can live in.
Yeah. I had to like find an apartment for my boyfriend when he studied abroad in Japan, and oh my god, the amount of paperwork that I had to, and like of course I had to translate everything for him and like get him a stamp, because you know Japan, it's a hanko bunka. So there's a lot of like process, and it was like kind of tedious, but in America it was quite easy.
So that's all about our roommate episode. There were actually like more to talk about, but like
just episode
it's gonna be like 2 hours. Or like 3 hours. So
part 1 of roommate stories.
Yeah, part 1 of roommate. Yeah, we only talked about, or like you talked about just 1 semester, and I only talked about just my freshman year. So
yeah, you have like 3 years to go. So. And like there's like small incidents like within those like semesters or years that we can talk about. So we will share that in the future. But for now,
we will. Well, for now, that's all. And I hope you enjoyed listening to our chaotic episodes. Well, like see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.